Long as you're happy, you're always gonna grin. You get out what you put in. You get out what you put in. Never gonna lose, never gonna win. Long as you're happy, you're always gonna grin. You get out what you put in. You get out what you put in. You get out what you put in. There we go. Good afternoon, Aynsley. How the devil are you, sir?
I'm really good, thank you, and even better after that music.
It's great, isn't it?
It is good. Yes.
That's my song that I sung and wrote.
Okay, didn't know that.
That's another. Yeah. That's another story.
That's another
story. The story today is all about you, sir, and what you're doing to shake up the accounting professions. So tell us a little bit about you and what you do, please, Aynsley.
I will do. I'm a fifth generation small business owner, actually. I found that out recently, so that's quite interesting. And when I was young, my dad left the corporate world, and he really struggled in business on his own. All the things that you understand from a small business owner, they don't get their numbers, understanding the difference between profit and cash, not properly planning, all those things. And he was really lucky. He had an amazing accountant as a friend who spent loads of time with him, probably didn't never charged him, and had a massive difference on our family and on our life. And I kind of looked up to this guy and I thought, well, I want to be that type of person when I grow up, and I want to be able to help many, many more small business owners. So I started at KPMG for my training effectively and left there quite quickly to get out on my own in small business. And I joined a regional accounting firm in the UK called Thayer Valley Tonman. And over the years, I took that from a compliance only firm to a niche advisory firm. You know, we won loads of awards for the brand marketing, the way we did business, innovation, use of technology, very early adopters of cloud. So we probably tried every piece of kit that's out there. And I sold that firm in 2018 to Crow because I wanted to focus on doing what we had done in accounting, shifting and breaking that up to doing the same for software and for more particularly advisory software.
Yeah, no, I can remember coming and visiting you in your offices. It must be a dozen years ago, Aynsley. I was just like, I can't be old enough, and you're definitely definitely not old enough for it to be that long ago. But yeah, at the time, you were using these pink colours. Your website was out there. Your desk. Where is that desk now? But it was an aircraft wing, wasn't it?
Yes, that was a reception desk. So it was it was the tail bit of the tail fin of the aircraft. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you walked into that office. You thought, hang on a minute. I've come to see an accountant, and it was brilliant. It was brilliant. And so there's a lot more accountants like that now, which is great news. But there's still an awful lot like, you know, those old firms that you took. I was talking to someone the other day, and they're still using paper. You know, so your job must sometimes be, I don't know, banging your head against the wall.
Now, yes, I suppose sometimes I find this interesting, but you know, look, I've always been part of the focus forums and groups and been with loads of different accountants. So yes, we kind of tend to mix amongst ourselves. I suppose the cloud crowd they now call them, but I don't know what we were back then. And we kind of, you know, used to share ideas and kind of all spoke the same language. But I was still part of groups where there was a lot of other different types of accountants. So I'm kind of used to that mix in the accounting space, really. So it doesn't really faze me. I think sometimes I get a little bit frustrated about accountants not really believing they have their own business and not seeing it as a business themselves. I think that's probably my frustration, that I can see them fly and I want to push them, but they're sometimes afraid to change. Status quo is safe.
Yeah, I met a shopkeeper a few weeks ago at a chamber meeting locally here. And I said, so what do you do then, Ashley? And I said, well, I do LinkedIn. I also coach accountants. What? I said, well, I coach accountants. I help them to grow their business and run their business. He goes, well, surely they should know that. And he was absolutely flabbergasted that there was room in this world for somebody like me to go and help accountants. And I bumped into him, I don't know, a week or so later. And he said, do you know, I've been telling everybody about you. I can't believe that's your job. And it was quite funny how he was. But I think with accountants, they're so into the numbers and so busy helping people with the day-to-day stuff, they forget about themselves, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the first things, especially when the pandemic hit, that we were telling our members to fit their own oxygen mask first. Like, look after yourself. You're as important as your clients, possibly even more so if we were being truthful from our perspective.
Yeah.
So you're as important as your clients. Your health and your well-being and your success determines their health, well-being, and success. So it's vital that accountants look after their own business and not, I suppose, have that builder mentality where they're always helping somebody else and looking after somebody else's problems. They do need to take time to revisit their own business and make sure it's as successful and realizing its true potential.
Yeah, and that's the drum I keep banging. Oh, we got Steph on the line. Hello, Steph. How are you? So yeah, we're talking about advisory, Steph, because I think, Aynsley, the biggest problem with advisory, it just sounds a difficult word and it doesn't mean anything. So
well, I think, yeah.
How could you sum that up?
Well, I think the biggest challenge is sometimes when people say, I can't get advisory to work, it's because they're calling it advisory and they don't know what it means and their clients don't know what it means. So it's kind of like that. What is that? I mean, for me, it's about helping business owners make better business decisions, quite simply, and using our skills with numbers, because this is the thing, right? We don't have to be management consultants or gurus to get and crack this advisory thing. It's not about that. It's being that intelligence friend to your clients. It's being there and that's giving them that safe space to be able to talk, share their issues and challenges, try to understand where they're going with their business, and to be there and use our skills with numbers to be able to make the biggest difference that we can to them. And it's playing to our skill set. So I'm very passionate that accountants and bookkeepers are the best placed individuals to be able to help small businesses with their biggest challenges. So
yeah, no, absolutely. And I'm just thinking, as a business coach, I specialize with accountants and bookkeepers because I've been working with them for 15 years. But I could go and coach somebody else. When I'm thinking, hang on a minute, the people I'm working with would be better coaches for those businesses because they know all the numbers as well. And that all makes sense. And if you can sit down with somebody and say, look, this means this and that means that. And if you did this, this and this, you could buy that bit of plant that would enable you to grow, or you could, hire a new member of staff. So this is what Clarity does, Aynsley. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, look, when I look back at Tunnan, we'd created a monster. So I took a Big Four consulting methodology, delivered it to small business owners. It was time intensive. It needed a senior team in the firm to deliver it. It was bespoke. It was ad hoc. Everything was different. No processes and systems effectively for it. And so it was necessarily expensive. And it could only, we could only help certain amounts of small businesses because they were prepared to pay the fees that were associated with the service line. And I wanted, with my fellow founder, because Stephen Briggenshaw was pretty much the same background as me, coincidentally, and we wanted to democratize business advisory. We wanted to help many, many more small businesses. And so how could we leverage that? And how could we play to the strengths of accountants to be able to make that possible? And so effectively, we've systemized and processed the whole advisory, whatever we want to call it, accounting 2.0, talking to your clients, helping them make better business decisions, whatever that word is. And if anybody comes up with a new word, I'm all ears for that. But it's about creating the structure so that we can get the team involved, that we can create a repeatable, scalable offering, that everybody knows what they're doing and how to do it. We can leverage technology to do that in a way that's far more time efficient for us, but also valuable for that small business owner at a price point that they can finally afford to pay. So this is about really playing to our strengths and making a massive difference to many, many more small businesses around the world.
No, absolutely. I think we've got a mic drop moment here. Steph, I think the word advisory scares a lot of bookkeepers and accountants, but a lot of them are actually providing those services without realizing, and therefore they're not charging for it. You're going, oh, no. That's what you've been saying forever, isn't it?
100%. Like we've been doing advisory for years, and exactly right. We possibly haven't been doing it in the right way, structured and processed. We've probably not been charging for it. And so this is about using our inherent skills of training, ability, and strengths to be able to really give small business owners what they need. Because the thing is, when we sell reports to our clients, they don't get it. They don't understand numbers. You flog them a cash flow forecast or a management reporting or a KPI dashboard, and they go, what's that going to cost me? Why do I need that? No. Whereas when we sit down with them and we talk to them about their goals and what they want to achieve out of their business and show them potentially what's possible with the business and get them excited and reignite their passion and like why they got into business in the first place, reignite that passion and get them excited about their business again, And then when we start asking them questions, we don't have to know all those answers. And you know that as a coach, it's about just being there. And, we have brilliant ability to understand and analyze the numbers. We can keep the score. That's a valuable, invaluable asset for any small business owner. And if we can keep them accountable, because it's not in bookkeepers' names, but it's certainly in accountants' names. If we can keep our clients accountable, then that's the real magic and the secret sauce. And it's that accountability. And studies in the US show that small business owners with written goals that are held accountable achieve 78% more. Now, when I was in practice, it was probably 100% more, but I will even go with the lower figure of 78%. And that's the gold dust, and that's plays to our strengths.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing off the back of all of that is because most accountants and bookkeepers are just doing compliance. If you start doing bookkeeping 2.0, which is so Violet loves that. If you start doing bookkeeping, accounting 2.0, then you're going to just rise above the top, and you're going to be the stars of the future. You're going to be the ones that are attracting the clients that want more than just the day-to-day compliance stuff.
Exactly. And it's just small changes to make that difference. And it's about explaining the value to the clients. I think that's the critical element. As accountants, we get so bogged down in the minutiae, we sometimes forget to step up and to actually talk to the clients about the value that we can create for them. They're looking for more money, more time, or more freedom. Those are generally what they go into business for. They want to control their destiny. They want more money. They want more time to do the things they want to do. And they want the freedom to be able to choose the work that they want. And if we talk to them in anything other than those things and talk to them about reporting and forecasting, they'll switch off. Whereas if we can say to them, let's show you how you can get more time, let's show you how you can make more money, that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, I was just chatting to a buddy of mine before I got home, and I said, "Oh, you want to come and listen to the show?" I'm talking to Aynsley. He said, "Oh, what a good guy! What a good guy!" But I'm actually doing his workshop at the moment. So have you got something going on at the moment, or some sort of mastermind or something?
We have a Success Academy that we've recently launched, which is a 90-day program to get accountants to implement. So we've had an online education platform for a long time, but this was about how do we actually guide them through the process rather than leaving it to themselves. But we're always running workshops. We've had a fantastic new one, which we did in London, called Unleash the Heroes Within in April. And that was understanding the power of your team, retraining and recruiting great talent, and how to get them to be able to do more meaningful work, which excites them, retains them, and actually helps the clients. And that workshop was really successful. We're doing another one in September in York, and there's another date planned for London again in November. So that's working really well, and great results. Amazing stuff.
No, fantastic. Oh, I'm going to just blush now. Andy, thank you so much. It's very kind of you to say such nice things about my show. Those people that know me know that I like helping the community. So thanks for the endorsement. So Violet is, I don't mean this derisory, Violet, but you're a typical bookkeeper accountant, and you've been considering advisory services. So this is for anybody, isn't it, Aynsley?
Yes.
So people just like Violet can, whatever you're going to explain, I guess, what you actually do, but she could be adding advisory services to her business.
Yeah, I don't know if Violet's a bookkeeper, but if she's a bookkeeper, I think she's got an amazing opportunity because she has more conversations with small business owners than accountants. So her ability to get involved in advisory conversations, whatever, I don't know what we're going to call it. Well, let's just stop calling it advisory. To get in with those conversations with our clients is probably, she's got way more opportunity. What we do is we give her the tools and the process and the structure to be able to show the small business owner what she's doing to help them and get them to understand the value she's creating, and then give her a repeatable structure that she can deliver on an ongoing basis so that she doesn't have to waste her time or IP or knowledge or get sucked from scope creep or resources or anything like that. She just follows a set process that is immensely valuable for that client, and they're desperate to get involved. Like one of Sharon Pocock's clients, so I don't know if people here know Sharon Pocock, but she's a great accountant within the industry. And she was having a meeting with a client who was a restaurateur, and they said, "Oh my God, it's just mayhem here." And Sharon said, "No, it's okay. We can do it again." And the client said, "No. If we don't have this meeting, I'm not going to take the action I need to do to move my numbers." And so that client had a meeting in a broom cupboard because there was chaos going on in the restaurant around them. So that's how important and valuable accountants and bookkeepers can be to their clients.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I keep telling the people that I work with is if you're not there helping drive that ship, helping steer the ship, helping point it in the right direction, where's that ship going to end up?
Yeah,
absolutely crazy.
Yep, crazy.
So yes, she is a bookkeeper and she loves having conversations with her clients. Perfect, absolutely perfect. That's what we've got to be doing, isn't it? We've got to be doing that. And I think there was a period where accountants and bookkeepers were just had a sausage factory churning out the compliance and not really looking at the bigger picture. And I think this is the opportunity. The opportunity's always been there, but I think with your tool and what you do, you're actually going to hold someone's hand and help them do it and show them how to do it. And
yeah, because I mean, one of the big things we see with accountants, and we all have it, I'm sure it's all business owners, it's not just accountants, it's this kind of imposter syndrome. It's like, I'm not good enough to have these sorts of conversations with my clients, or what if I can't do it, or what if they find out that I'm a fraud and that I'm not really helping them, or what if the numbers don't change? And I think there's a lot of lack of self-confidence in accountants to be able to have that conversation. Not only team members, but sometimes partners as well. So this isn't just for the team. This is also for partners to be able to give them that confidence to know that they can make a massive difference, and we can show them how they're doing it, and give them an ability to get that client to understand the power of what they're up to as well. So that's critical. Yeah.
No, so we've gone over our 50 minutes already.
Yeah.
You're all right for a little bit longer, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Don't get an Irishman on a podcast.
Well, no, this is such a fascinating subject, and I don't know if you're looking at the questions, guys. Are giving it away. I have pre-formatted questions, so I've asked none of them yet.
No.
So here's one for you off that list.
Okay.
What challenges are you seeing accountants and bookkeepers at the moment having, Aynsley?
I see that the biggest challenge is recruitment and retention of talent. So everybody's been talking about how they can't find the right team. Well, we've been talking about this for years, but particularly since, I suppose, the pandemic, it's like, how do I find the right team? How do I retain them? I'm paying those that I've got, even more and more and more to keep them in. And I've heard some firms had 4 pay rises in the last 12 months to try and keep the team happy. Now, that's going to have a severe impact on your margins. So you retain the team, fantastic, great job at retaining the team. That's going to have an absolute massive impact on your margins going forward. This is about now, how do we, and I think it's a great time to get involved in the business accounting 2.0, bookkeeping 2.0 methodology, because we're going to need as a firm to get those margins back up and up. But also the beauty about this is it's win-win. So if we're doing this for ourselves and for our firm, we're also helping our clients as well and our team. It's giving them more meaningful full work. So it's attracting the right talents, it's retaining the right talents. They're not there, crunching away on a keyboard for 7.5 hours a day. This is how do we get them involved in doing something that's really exciting, that's making a massive difference, and is going to have a real impact, not just on the firm themselves, but also their clients too. And I think this is the real challenge we've gotten in the marketplace going forward. Millennials have grown up watching YouTube. They've watched businesses be created, multi-million-dollar businesses created from unboxing toys, for example. And then you're expecting them to come into an office, potentially, maybe no working from home. I certainly know some accountants who said, no, we want everybody back in the office. You're going to have them in an office doing work that really can be either offshored or machines can do, let's be honest, the vast bulk of it. I mean, at Devali Tomlin, we did no compliance in the UK. It was all done offshore. And all our onshore team were there about helping the clients and being that kind of, I suppose, like if you've got a private bank, you're a private banker effectively. So this was kind of the process, I suppose the service levels that we had at our accounting firm. And, we really need to understand that for us as a firm, we probably need to be looking at how we get those millennials excited about work. And so that they're not there crunching numbers for 7.5 hours, but doing work that's flexible, that's playing to their skill sets. And possibly we're not going to see a workforce that's going to want to work 37.5 hours going forward.
No, interesting stuff. Violet wants to sign up, so that's good. So when Violet signs up, then what is she going to get? How do you help her? How does all that work?
Okay, well, so for our software is not tricky. It's a structured process. It kind of, accountants and bookkeepers just get it. It's logical. It follows the framework that they would probably, and codifies the framework that they would probably have a conversation with their small business clients. So the software itself is really easy. What we've developed around that is two things, I suppose, or three things. One is the education platform. And so the education isn't really on the software, although we do that as well. It's more on the mindset. It's the types of conversations to have with small business owners. It's what they're looking for and what we can do to help them. And it's matching problem solutions. So these are the solutions we've got for your problems. And it's giving them that skill set, that confidence, that ability to understand how to make a sale without making a sale, because professional services are bought, not sold. So how to get your clients to understand that they want to get involved with you, and doing that in a way that's not scary, so that we don't feel like we're pushing on that hard sell. So that's the education platform around what we do. And then our member success team is twofold. One is on implementation. So, okay, as accountants, and as an accountant, I was sick of being told by software vendors that I was doing it wrong, or I needed to change the way my business model worked, or, you know, spread the cost amongst your client base. No. This is about how do we add value, create value, and capture that value as an accounting firm. And so our team, and we've built the whole kind of go-to-market strategy. So we've productized it for you, those accounting 2.0 services that you could offer. We've priced them for you. We've, you know, packaged them up and shown you how to deliver them, how to get the clients excited, how to get the clients to meetings, how to have those meetings to get them to say yes, and then how to deliver the work on the end. So that's the implementation and rollout phase. And then our member success team on the other side, again, aren't really there to help you with the software. They're there to help you with your plan, understanding your goals, your revenue, what you're expecting to get from advisory going forward, and to help you build a cadence that matches the time you've got with the team you've got to your revenue goals, and then keeping you accountable like you can keep your clients accountable on an ongoing basis.
Nice. Nice. I'm going to take you to task on one thing that you said there. You said software vendors, not all of them, surely.
No.
Come on.
No, not all of them. Certainly not Clarity. But I have had some severe, I suppose, ding-dongs over the years with people telling me, no, like, we never did bookkeeping.
This is the only way you can do this.
Yeah, exactly. We never did bookkeeping for our clients. Because we dealt with clients who were of a size that they had their own bookkeeping departments, or their own in-house, or they used specialists to be able to do that. So as a firm, we never did bookkeeping. And I had one vendor who was suggesting that to better use their software, that I should bring in a whole bookkeeping division and start doing bookkeeping so that I could use their software. Yeah, now, that's great. Surely not the way to sell. Surely.
Definitely not. Brilliant. Tracy and Steve are having a talk about banging on about this for decades. It's all part of the service, and I think that's the thing, Tracy, is you've noticed what you can be doing. It's more than just a few sets of accounts and some bookkeeping. It's a holistic approach. So that's really cool. And Ian's also said the same sort of thing. So, in a nutshell, let me get this right. When Violet signs up, okay, she's going to get this amazing package that's going to make it a lot easier for her to understand. But she's going to have some sort of coaching, someone to hold her hand, and someone she can turn around to and say, look, how do I do this? What happens here? What's the best way to put this into action?
Exactly. Now, we do that either in groups, depending on the membership level. We do that in group sessions with check-in calls and some smaller one-to-ones, or you can have more advanced one-to-one support as needed, depending on where you are in business. But yes, it is about helping Violet understand, how do I introduce this? How do I change manage if I've got a team? How do I get the team involved? How do I actually trial this and prove the concept works for us? And then how do we scale that if it's actually right for us? And we offer a 100% money back guarantee in that proof of concept period, because we know that accountants and bookkeepers who take action actually achieve amazing results. So if they just do what they need to do and the things that we help them do, then they will make money, and significant money. Yeah. You know, 18 clients, we're seeing on average at the moment, 18 clients generating 100K of revenue per annum. So and that's profitable revenue.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's enjoyable work, Aynsley. That's the thing, isn't it? Are you able to tell me of the best story you've got of how you've helped an accountant or a bookkeeper?
Well, I rather, so we're guides, we're not the heroes. So I'd rather make our accountants, our members, the heroes of the story. So we just give them the tools and help them, guide them, rather than actually become our heroes ourselves. So most of our success stories come from our own accountants who are doing amazing things. And we've got, we had Rob from Accumist, who had a client who they together with Clarity, they built out a what if scenario, which created a high seven-figure sum of profit and cash improvements. And within 3 months, so this was a 12-month plan, within 3 months, they had achieved 70% of those targets. That's the accountant and the small business owner working together. Sharon, as we mentioned earlier, she's got clients who are now in a second year with her on this journey. And I think she said to me, every single one of her clients last year beat their plan by 125% minimum, some even more. Now, there was one client that only achieved 70% of their plan. That was only one out of the whole lot that they were dealing with from an advisory perspective. But that client had doubled their profits over that 12-month period, even though it was only 70% of the plan. So that's the impact that accountants and bookkeepers can have with their clients. And I think it's not rocket science. It's not magic. It's not scary stuff. It's having an action plan. So giving a client a financial plan when they don't understand numbers is useless. But creating an action plan with them from which you build a financial plan, you keep the score, you keep them to account on the actions, and together the two have a massive impact on the bottom line and cash position of a business. We had accounts and legal. So one of their team came up to us at Xerocon recently, and they said they were, one of the team was working with a client on Clarity. They had struggled from a cash perspective for years. And within 1 week, they had created an £80,000 gap in the cash, good way in the cap. So additional 80K of cash. Now, this is because nothing magical here. This is understanding the business model and how to accelerate the cash movements within that model. And accountants get that. Small business owners don't.
Yeah, no, absolutely superb. So when I was working for QuickBooks, we had a register of accountants that use QuickBooks. So if you wanted to find a QuickBooks accountant, do you have such a register? Because if I'm a small business owner, I want to work with an accountant that's using your stuff, because I am going to fly, aren't I?
Absolutely, we are building it. Yeah, absolutely. It's worked. So Xero and QuickBooks do it. So we've started building that trusted advisor brand. Again, advisor is a horrible word, but we're trying to build that kind of kite mark of what great accountants look like and great bookkeepers look like. And so we're building that out, but to roll with it straight away is probably too tricky. But I get lots of requests on social media, because I tend to give lots of kind of business advice. I get lots of requests from business owners coming in asking for great accountants. So we've already got a great, I suppose, referral source going on within our membership. So yeah,
that's fantastic. Aynsley, I could sit here and chat all day, but look, we've got to finish. I've got one more question for you, and if you want to just quickly check it, it's the last one. But before I do that, I've just got to give a shout out, because next week I've got another show. As you know, I do this every single week. I have got the lovely, if I can find her, there she is, Francesca Tricarico. I can't wait to have a chat with her. I met her at the Digital Accountancy Show, and we chatted there about how she's doing stuff with her firm. So I'm looking forward to seeing her. But then a couple of weeks' time, on the 25th of August, I've got young Dermot coming in for a chat, because he's got this new conference coming on. So he's going to come in, and we're going to be chatting to Lucy Cohen as well. So that's a special show that we've got coming in a couple of weeks' time. But Aynsley, I've just loved having a chat with you today. I don't know if anyone's got any questions before we disappear, but my final question to you, sir, when you're at primary school, okay, so little tiny Aynsley, when he was at primary school, what did he want to do when he left school?
He wanted to become a pilot, actually.
Oh, wow. Oh, hence the desk.
that must be Freudian, because I wasn't under that now probably makes more sense to lots of people. Yeah, I wanted to be a pilot. I think I wasn't great at physics in school, so I think that was my biggest barrier to becoming a pilot. I was good with numbers, good with the design. Actually, I built websites and did graphic design and logo design for my friends and my parents and stuff. So I used to like design, But I understand maths and design are pretty much intertwined, the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio. So I kind of, I suppose, marries my accounting mathematical brain with my love of design.
Yeah, and what you're doing now, helping all these people, and you know, absolutely fantastic. I've really enjoyed chatting to you today, Aynsley. I think we're going to have to get you back because this is a great topic, and it's really, really helping our accountants and our bookkeepers. So thank you so much for coming on, and thank you to everybody for all those lovely, lovely comments and you know, making this more of an interactive show. So thank you very much. We'll be back next week. Aynsley, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. Can't believe it's flown so fast.
Yeah, cheerio.
Cheers.